All right. So I don't have anything to do to the car today, but it's Sunday and I didn't really want to miss a week of uploading. So I'm just gonna kind of walk around it and kind of walk everyone through what's going on with it. I know I haven't been trying to answer comments, just reply to them with another comment. Would probably be easier to kind of walk around and just kind of answer things in a video. That way everyone can kind of see what's going on. So we'll start from the cool side. What's going on here? I have custom dump tube for the wastegate that we're gonna have to redo because we did it when I had the wrong engine mounts in the car. So at this point we'll probably just be able to cut it, like there, right before we put that turn in it, and it should be able to go right where we need it. And I posted a video installing this. It's a Turbo Smart Gen 5 Hypergate. It's a 45 mil. It's what Steed Speed manifolds kind of require you to run. You can run a 44 mil, but you have to modify the manifold a little bit because it's beveled for the wastegate. So the manifold seals up to the wastegate because it's a twin scroll manifold, but you only have to run one wastegate as opposed to having to run two. Attached to the wastegate, we've got a BorgWarner 257. It's the SXE version, so it's one of the newer versions. It's not the EFR. It's pretty good. It responds really fast. The car, in its current state on the 8-pound spring, makes 300 foot-pounds and 300 horsepower right at 3,000 RPM about. So it comes on really fast. It's also really linear. We have custom 2.5 inch intercooler piping. It's 2-inch off the turbo, 2-inch under the manifold over the Rally Road e46 turbo mount arm. And then we have a full-blown intercooler. I don't know what it came off of. My friend gave it to me. He had it sitting around. I had a eBay 2.5 inch there. The core on this one's a little thicker. It's not as tall, so it's still, I think it'll probably end up keeping the car cooler, so we'll see how that goes. If you couldn't tell, it is a M50 B25 non-Vanos. So this would have been in like really early E46 325. Could have got it in a 525 as well. I have a Stort water pump. Currently had an electric fan. It gave out. I have a diesel clutch fan coming. I'm on stock E46 radiator currently. These are E46 M3 hoses because they will connect to a stock. Well, they use the E46 style connection for the radiator, this little clip quick connect thing, and then they use a hose clamp on the other side. So I use that on both sides. We had to extend this one with the old motor mount setup. I think now I could probably fit a stock one. Currently the car doesn't have AC. I do plan to put that back in. I did keep heat. As you can see, this was our hot water return coming out of the block. It runs back to the reservoir. That was a bit tricky, setting everything up to run heat. I wish I'd gotten kind of a breakdown on how that works so I could post that up, that way other people could do so. I have this is an early E36 alternator, so it's internally regulated. Let's see, Haven't upgraded the oil filter housing yet, so I can't run an oil cooler unless I get the cap. I have a Chase Bays power steering setup, so it's got the Chase Bays baffled reservoir, and then it's all AN line off the pump into the rack, and it's got a power steering cooler. I'll see if I can get a clip of that. And on this side, it is a e46 mount arm over here as well. Currently, there are 2 bolts in it. It's not the most ideal setup. I've been working on, I drafted up a flange to just have a flange there and then weld a pipe to connect it back to the subframe. But I have to actually finish doing that. I have to print the pieces out and make sure it works. But yeah, so that's how the engine is in the car. It's connected to a stock ZF 5-speed, which uses a stock trans mount. So that's in there just like that, and that's gets the engine in the car. So then you can go from there. The car is run on a ECU Master EMU Black, custom wiring. Used most of a stock harness. Don't look at it, it's not, not pretty or anything. This was a fuse block that we added in so we could keep everything kind of standalone from the rest of the car. Aero catch latches. I'd close the hood right now, but I can't because of the wastegate. Working on another solution for the intake on the turbo, because currently the setup I had doesn't fit. I'd wanted to do a different setup. That's not going to work, so I have a 45 elbow coming, and I'm hoping that'll work. That'll kind of put it here, I'm hoping, and then I'll fit a filter onto it from there. Inside the car, which is a mess, we have a AEM Gen X or whatever it is, wideband sensor and gauge, a bridge moto steering wheel. I like it. I'd like to have a Nardi, but this is a really nice wheel. Standard Enon head unit that everyone upgrades to. This is the Garagistic medium height shifter, I believe. I don't currently have a DSSR, but it is still pretty notchy. Then we have the Coda built handbrake that we put in the other day. Armrest delete console, because those are the best. Old NRG passenger seat, and then a old retired Momo Daytona for the driver. And that's about it inside. It's a kind of stripped down. I tried to keep, most of the interior. And e46 M3 eBay mirrors, because the stock mirrors are garbage. Then we got I believe this was, I don't think this was the ECS model. This was P2F, if I remember right. It was one of those companies. This is the carbon fiber sunroof delete panel. It takes, I believe I measured it to 38 pounds. It takes 38 pounds off the roof, deleting the glass and the whole cassette and everything. So it takes a good amount of weight off the car, and a good spot to take it off too. Outside of that, we have Inpro clear taillights. These were the only set I'd seen years ago. I see more sets popping up now. MTech 1 rear bumper, just because I like the way it looks. We got the Carbine 18 by 10.5 rear, 18 by 9.5 front. I'm gonna wind up replacing these really soon. For the front, we're gonna run a Gartmeyer 18 by 8 with an adapter, so it'll be, you know, whatever fitment it comes out to. Under the car in the back, I don't currently have an exhaust, so it's kind of easy to look at. As you can see, I'm running it a little low for what I'd like currently, but we have the PBM subframe risers, full e46 M3 rear end, PBM diff mounts, and those are eBay camber arms, as well as Godspeed coilovers. They're pretty good for what they are. I've enjoyed them. Beyond that, we have it's PBM offset trailing arm bushings, so it allows you to have a good alignment even running this low. Like I said, that's a little lower than what I want it, so I'll probably end up raising it some more. And then up front here, you can see how we ran the intercooler piping to try and keep it up high off the ground, as well as you can also barely see the Chase Bay's power steering cooler there. So that's pretty much under the car for what I can show you, apart from that one-piece drive shaft. But yeah, hopefully that all kind of answers some questions about what's going on with the car. Overall, it's a pretty good setup. Sorting through some electrical issues right now. That should be a pretty fun car to drive. I think probably shoot for like 350, maybe 400. It's about all I want out of it. I just wanted to be able to, you know, I want to be able to take it to the track, bring it home, not have to work on it, and then load it back on the trailer and take it back. Or even street drive it there. That's kind of the end goal for the car. But yeah, that's about it. If I didn't answer something, if you can think of something else, ask me in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as possible on it. I forgot to mention before I go, I have a CES cut ring and head spacer in the engine, as well as ARP head studs, an Achilles oil baffle, and the oil pump that's safety wired. So there isn't much that could really go wrong in the engine anymore, hopefully. Yeah, so that's about that. I have a Rally Road oil pressure sensor adapter to run the oil line for the turbo. But yeah, so with that should just about do it. I think I answered most of what I see, or I tried to at least. As I said though, if you can think of anything else, just drop it in the comments and I'll try and get back to you as soon as possible, either in a comment or we'll go make another walk around video of everything. Or you can hit me up on Instagram. I believe it's in the bio, and I'll try and put it in the video here, right there. But yeah, thanks guys. See you around.